Dumblinkish baying. Welcome to the show. Just doing well, having a wonderful day on his 28th of September 2025. Okay, so doing well, having a wonderful day. We have a pimple here, so are we gonna pimp the pimple live? Mm, this is why you see the message is not even. That's why. So today we're continuing. This is part 2 of Unmotivated. Um, so we're gonna be eating. Just noticed that I had a leftover of delicious General Tao chicken. So before we start, listen, I'm not complaining. I am extremely happy that we're making content, and I'm very, very grateful for what is going on. We're getting a lot of support lately. We're getting a lot of love. So don't get me wrong. I am extremely, extremely grateful. So why am I unmotivated? Is because you see, um, um, it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough, right? So but at the same time, there's so much positive that's gonna be at the end of this video that I'm still proud to do this video. Um, I feel unmotivated lately. Not a lot, but somewhat. The reason why I feel unmotivated lately is because, um, like I said, we're always a foot in, making content a foot out. See, about 3 to 4 months ago, I was talking about the purpose. What was the purpose of the channel? I felt like I was going around and around and around. Now the channel is completely growing, right? And it's weird because this isn't the first time it happens, but when the channel is growing, you feel like everything is, falling down. Um, I think the reason why I'm unmotivated is because we just did, and again, I'm going to repeat myself to be like the part 1. We just did 2 months of a lot of videos, and then you realize that even before that, you were doing, my apologies, so many videos. And not that I feel that you burn yourself out, but okay, you know what? Let's put it like that. I got a perfect explanation. As a person, right? As a human being, you have sort of some growth, growth. You have some growth. You grow as a person, right? And because you grow as a person, you improve. It doesn't matter if you feel like you improve or you really improve. You can't go in life and always stay in the same place. I don't think it's possible. So you improve. Improve is a better word than grow, actually, because you can grow physically but not mentally. You can grow mentally but not emotionally. You can grow emotionally but not spiritually. You can grow spiritually but not as a person, which is kind of important, right? And I feel like, and this is kind of very complex because there's two possibilities, to be honest. The first possibility is I'm not evolving. As much as I want to, and at the same time, I feel like this is so cool because it's such a beautiful thing. When I'm making this video, I'm not complaining. I'll be completely honest. I'm talking to this person, Tembo. Tembo came into my life not too long ago, and he has been showing me so much support and so much appreciation. And I don't, even if there was not appreciation, I would still do it. The fact that there's appreciation, like holy shit, I feel good about myself. I feel good about being a person. I feel good about what I'm doing. So it is always nice in itself, right? But as a person, you grow, and I feel like this is kind of cool because just like the videos, what we're doing with the videos. And I'm sorry if this is negative. If this is meant to be positive, by the way. So as a person, just like the content, I feel like what I did for 4 years, because we've been making content for 4 years now, is as a content creator, producing, and all my life I've had these mistakes. So you keep on getting information, you keep on retaining information, but you don't assimilate information. You understand it because you hear it, but you don't understand it because you just repeat what you're hearing, right? I.e., I learned about a political thing because I heard about a political thing. It's changing my mind. Besides, I'm gonna do a small. Okay, so this number one. That's the number one, because we're making more videos. I don't take the time to appreciate the video that I do. I don't take the time to appreciate the hard work that I do. Because I don't take the hard time to appreciate what I do, then the hard work that I do is meaningless. Not because it has no meaning, but because I don't give myself a meaning, right? This is number one. So why is that important? And the unmotivation. I feel like as a person, we're growing a lot lately. Sorry, I'm about to drop the paper. We grow a lot as a person lately, and we've been improving and taking steps forward and forward and forward and forward and forward and forward, and that's super positive. But am I really appreciative of the growth? Am I really appreciative of the lesson that life teach me? Am I really appreciative of what we're going through and the result of what we're going through, negative and positive? They're both part of life, and life itself is the universe, because without life there's no you, and there's no you, what's the point of thinking about yourself, right? So I'm thankful for that. My parents are super, super important lately. My mom, and this is crazy. This is, again, I know it's gonna be hard to believe, but this is the truth. So my mom, bless her heart, amazing human being. My mom will always been supportive about the social media, right? And right now, because we're working. She is focus, kind of. When we talk, it's more focused about the work, right? And this is cool because we never had. Okay, so technically speaking, me and my mom, we never had conversation about work because I had a conversation with my father. Not because I don't trust my mom, but just because my father and I were working in a workshop. So there's a lot of workshop talk, and it's just something that's, it's for example, right? You work in a firehouse, and the firehouse, they'll use term, or you'll understand the reality of working in a workshop when you work in a workshop. So that, but now that I'm working and it's not in a workshop, my mom possibly feel, which is a great thing. It's a great, 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 great thing. My mom feels a little bit more. It feels a little bit more relatable to my job situation. And as you see, I'm uncomfortable in my own skin right now, which is not normal, but it's okay. I'm just stressed. I don't know why. Oh, pass. Don't worry about it. The last one, the third part. This is the second. My parents are the second part. The third part is devastating, but again, this is a positive video, so don't worry. So with my mom, it's super nice, and I can tell that she's proud of me because my mom is worried about me more than my father. My father is like, my son's a fighter. I don't know how he's gonna fight, but he's gonna fight. My father, bless his heart. Again, I love my father, but there's an experience when I had when I was a kid, right? And this is the perfect example. My father is a very simple person and a very nice person. My father, who doesn't know how to swim, he doesn't know how to swim, so he always wanted to learn how to swim, but I think he's afraid of the water. He's not comfortable in the water. So as a baby, and as a baby, I wasn't even 1 years old. I go in the water because, so it's complex. I don't know the real reason. I don't know the truth. My mom says that I loved the water a lot. So that's why she wanted me to be able to swim. Because I love the water. My father's like, well, if something was to happen to you, I don't want you to drown, which is the fear that he has. And I was taking course of swimming, right? And my father, who doesn't know how to swim, I remember being in the lockers. Uh, my belly, there's a bench, and I'm laying on the bench, but my belly is, like, for example, I'm not laying on my back, I'm laying on my front, right? I got my father in the background telling me to move my hand like this. And I'm like, dude, you don't know how to swim, but I'm a kid. So I'm like, okay, pap. Okay, dad, no problem. And it's super nice because this is right now. He doesn't know what's going on in my life, but lately he's been a bit more open minded. For example, you see the videos, and usually what he would do is say, okay, well, these are fucking too long, forget about it, right? But lately, I don't know. You start to watch it, and he's been giving me some compliments. And this is something I'm gonna tell you. It's a secret, but it's not a good secret, right? My mom, when she started watching the video, she had advice, right? And her advice was good. Don't get me wrong, they were good. And now my father, 4 years later, he started watching the videos and he also had advice. My father is kind of doing what my mom used to do, but it's just 4 years later. And I'm super grateful for that because he cares. I'd rather have him care than him doesn't care, right? And it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. So these are my parents. Why am I talking about the parents as the motivation, as unmotivated? Well, because lately we've been having a problem with multiple personality disorder. So, Ink versus Steph. Now, when I talk about unmotivated, I'm not talking about Steph. talking about Ink. Ink in itself as a content creator is unmotivated because Steph will live his life. Steph can watch TV for a whole day and don't care. Steph can eat fucking chicken wings day to day and be happy, you know. But Ink needs more, you know, and this is why we're talking about that. So, what I'm talking about unmotivated as I'm seeing my parents and super happy, right, with what I'm doing, and my father with the videos, but at the same time, my father would see it's so dumb. It's so dumb. When I talked last week, my father, I was like, I just saw how many videos you did. How many of those are doubles? And I'm like, well, there's possibly 100 doubles in there. I don't know, maybe a mistake or two, right? Out of 40,000, like you film 40,000 videos. I'm like, yeah. Um, and you asked me the question, how did you do that? How did you film 40,000 videos? What did you talk about? And I'm like, well, life is complex. Life is super complex. If you're able to describe your entire life in 100 videos, then your life was boring. This is a day to day, right? And then I think that he respect that because it's hard work, right? And now he's more open because it's me as a worker, not me as a as a worker, but as also as an adult with critical thinking, an adult as you know, right? Oh, I died. 5,200, baby. Not that's what's up. That is what's up. So yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. With all of that said, um, it's just a blessing. But both my parents are in a situation where, they are, and of course this is normal. They're see this is also complex because as a content creator, I was like, why don't my parents care? Why they don't want me to succeed? Why do not if my son was doing this, I would do everything that I can to support him, right? But at the same time, they know Steph, right? And they love Steph. And Steph isn't the content creator. Steph is a normal guy, right? So it is normal. It is normal when you think about it that way. Now, the third reason, right? And this third reason is a lot more complex. So, for example, if you look at, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but I had a fight with a friend. And the friend is a very good friend, right? Very, very good friend. We connect a lot on the personal level. However, there's a hope for a future there. And that person might have said a couple of things that made me look bad during a certain sponsor stream. I was like, dude, I love you, but that made me look really bad. And I don't have a lot of opportunity, right? So if I have to, it's complex because it's like I'm going to use the example that we saw today, right? It's complex because I saw this movie, right? And it's a movie called Creed, which is with the Rocky, right? And you have Rocky, and this person is my Adrian. This is my Rocky, right? He has been around for so long, and he's so supportive, and has been such a nice guy, right? But when I'm in the ring, when I'm making content, it's a situation where it's only me, you know. And although this person has been super supportive and a really nice person, if okay, and again, before I continue, I want to let you guys know that I love this person. They're a really good person, right? But let's say I'm in the ring, right? And I noticed in the ring that my opponent. I'm talking about in the ring because we saw the movie today, right? Not because I'm a violent person. 'Cause I'm not. I'm a wussy. Um, let's say right. He's my coach, right? And he gave me great advice. Gave me great advice. But there's one advice that he gives me, and he says uppercut, uppercut. But I'm seeing that the guy has a very strong shin. However, I'm seeing that with his defense, he doesn't have a good defense with the right. So what I'm doing is I'm giving a punch on the right, and it's at the end it's winning the match in itself. It's winning the battle. But at the same time, you let your friend go, and you're like, should have listened to you. Even if I lost the match, I should have listened to you, right? And it's complex because this person I adore, you know. And even then, yes, I banned them from streams, but we're still talking in DMs, right? And in my opinion, this is kind of me trying to sorry, to have a relationship. And this is kind of insane because during the last 4 years, and this is the third point, but this is just not that person. There's so many people that has to do with it. And this is going to be the main focus of it, right? So this is going to be such a stupid video to do because I'm just figuring out the outro and it's so stupid. This is my way of saying, hey, we're friends. You're my friends. Maybe not content creator. I don't know. I don't know how this all works. I don't know. I never had a business. I never had a job where I'm my own boss. I never have a position of authority. I never had to make decisions for myself. Again, my parents are extremely, extremely in charge of everything, right? So with that being said, I'm in a position where I really want to be the friend of that person, but on a personal level, as Steph. Not, maybe not as Ink, you know. And it's hard because both of these parts in my life are so important. And I felt like I hurt his feeling, but I felt like, and it's tough because you ban a person and you're like, I love this person and I don't want to do that, right? And then you do it and you're like, you feel bad about it. But at the same time, you're like, okay, well, they'll understand. They're my friends, right? And then they don't realize that you did it. And then when you realize they're hurt, which is normal, they should be hurt, because again, it's a shitty thing to do. And then you hurt them, and I'm like, oh, fuck, you know. I don't know. But then also at the same time, I had two people today. One of my friend, Kyle, trying to quit smoking, right? Now, I'll be completely honest. Me and Kyle's, we're good friends. I fucking love that guy. Me and Kyle are the same person, same age. Dude is a legend. I fucking love Kyle. But just like I just said, right? Kyle as a human being, I do not know him a lot. I know the guy that I'm talking to. I know the guy as on camera, but on a personal level, I don't know where he's from. I don't know the relationship he has with his parents. So it's on the surface, but it's a really good friendship. And Kyle has been talking to me about how he's trying to quit smoking, which is a blessing, right? It's a blessing. I'm fucking proud of my boy, but it's hard, you know. And this is gonna be the third point. And then we also had Anna today. Anna, who just broken up with her boyfriend, but it's complex because the kid was calling the boyfriend dad because they've been together for a while. So Anna is single, but also it's a quest of explaining to your daughter, the guy that you really like, we're not together anymore. Not gonna be around anymore, and that sucks. That's hard, you know. That's really hard. And in both cases, I find myself powerless. I find myself powerless because I got so much to do. However, this is kind of the cool thing. And this is why I'm so unmotivated, which is my focus, right? If you asked me last week, if you asked me 2 weeks ago, no, because we're doing some recap. We're doing Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We're doing Prison Break. We're doing The Good Place, right? And I'm busy. And now I'm not busy. And because those people need help, the friend with whom I had a fight, the friend who once tried to quit smoking, the friend that is she broke up. She's single now, and when you're in a relationship for a while, it's tough, you know. She's tough. She's a wonderful person. She's a very mature person. And ultimately, she's a great mom. It's her daughter and hers before everything else. But at the same time, it sucks, you know. It's hard, and you know, I don't know what to do. And right now we don't have a lot to do. So I'm in my head, and this is a breakthrough. This is amazing. This is such a huge change because I'm like, holy shit. If it was last year, I would have told, I don't have time for you. I'm sorry. If it was a year before, I would have been like, I don't know how to help you because I'm not confident in myself. Now this year, I'm like, you know what? I got things to do, but it can wait. I want to help you. I want to be a good friend. I want to be a good person to you. And it's such a blessing because you want to help those people out, you know. And then even on stream tonight, I had a friend who was talking to me about how he liked this girl in his school and didn't know what to do. And then at the same time, it was nice because even though he was talking to the content creator, I give him personal advice, right? I give him personal advice. She just texted me. Yeah, she just texted me, so I'm happy. So with that being said, it's complex because how can I say this? I I want to give advice. I want to be there for people. But you go from a person that wanted to work so badly to a person that said, you know what, work is secondary. And that I have a problem with. I have a problem with taking a step back. I feel like, I really feel like we're moving forward in life. We're starting a new chapters. And that new chapter is awesome, but there's a price to it. And that's like leaving the last chapter behind. And leaving the last chapter behind is tough. Because I don't want to leave it behind. I want to make content. I have so much fun doing the content, you know. So it's super complex. Super complex. And at the same time, I feel like I myself am telling myself, move forward, move on. And I don't know how to do it. It's such a weird thing because when you move on from a relationship, from a friendship, from a workplace, you need closure. There's no closure. I don't know. I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know. But at the same time, it's so cool because that's life. And it's life off the camera, which is great. Well, what else does I care about that, right? Ah, she's sweet. She's sweet. So yeah, I'm gonna go because I gotta answer certain someone, a certain lady. But it's really nice. It's really nice because I don't know where I'm going. I don't know if that's the right choice. I don't know if I have to make a choice or I can do both. I don't know. But the change feels positive. And I'm positive. You see, it's so tough because am I sad? No. Am I disappointed? No. Do I care? Absolutely. But also life, so it's okay. You know, it's a good thing because for content, I never asked myself the question yes or no. It was always a yes, and now it's a yes and no. And I don't know what I'm gonna say. I'm never gonna stop, right? I'm never gonna stop. But maybe that has a plan A, maybe has a plan B, right? And it's a yes or no. But you know the great thing with yes or no? You know what the greatest thing with the question? It's one way or the others. There's no maybe, there's nothing else. There's nothing else. There's only yes and no. It doesn't really matter the answer. It doesn't really matter what happened. It only matters that you're here. It only matters that you're putting in the effort. And we're doing it. We're doing it. You know? And this is kind of crazy because lately I've been feeling more motivated to stream a lot. And the streaming is my way of relaxing, right? So is it because I need to relax? Or is it because, like, okay, well, guess what? You get to work, and then you get to stream, which is still making content, but a little less complicated than making content. So you get a nice, balanced life. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.